It is so windy. The wind's right in my face. It's so windy, like I have to literally lean into the wind. Holy guacamole. Temperatures are gonna drop tonight. It's in the 60s right now. It's February 28th. And just some really bizarre weather patterns. Sorry about the wind, but it's really windy. And I'm almost to the dogs. There's my buddy Spike and Luna, not too far behind him. Woo! Hey, baby. Come have a seat. That's it. Don't you dare chew my gloves. Yeah, this is like all the shots I have this week. It's been so warm. I've had a couple of nice cuddle sessions with the dogs. Here's a good girl. Here's Spike. Here he comes. He's got black skin on his nose. Okay. What? What? Are you gonna walk on me? Lie down. Come here. Come on, lie down. There we go. Move over. Lie down. All right, the Sunday message this week. Last week we've been talking about boldness. We've been talking about being a little bit bolder and then ascertaining or discerning the difference between inner boldness and outer boldness. And this week I want to talk a little bit about the concept of being a modern Jedi, because that's the song that I'm releasing this week and the song that I'm using here as part of the Sunday message. Well, I tried to do the Sunday message outside in the wind, but it was just too windy. We were talking about the modern Jedi mind mastery stuff that I have spent a good part of my life working on, mostly because I was really screwed up and I have had the experience in my life of having a very thin skin. And later in life, I discovered that I'm actually somewhere on the autism spectrum. And the neuro linguistic processing stuff really has helped me to not be quite so reactive. Although I am still reactive, I still get triggered, and maybe you get triggered by stuff. But the reality is that the wind is a perfect metaphor for the kinds of stuff that energetically is kind of coming at us all the time. Or if you think about trying to walking against the wind, that most of us spend our lives walking against some kind of psychological or emotional wind. And the idea of being mindful, the idea of noticing your thoughts, the idea of meditation, the idea of reflection, the idea of going to therapy, the idea of reading self-help books, the idea of working on yourself is as ancient as the human condition, because unlike the other animals, we seem to have the ability to reflect. We have the ability to evaluate and the ability to anticipate things that might happen that we don't want to have happen, which is actually anxiety. Anxiety is thinking about what you do not want to have happen. And so the song that I'm going to share with you this week is called Modern Jedi, and it's kind of a whimsical, upbeat theme song for all of the years and years of work that I spent becoming a certified trainer of neuro linguistics, hypnosis, timeline therapy, all the other things that I used to have a whole career doing. And that I let go of in order to pursue this whole farming thing and the whole music thing, because ultimately I needed a way to refill my reservoir, because working with people I found to be pretty intense but wonderful, and not everybody was ready to make the change. A lot of people in the hypnosis world expect the hypnotist to just snap his fingers and you are now a non-smoker, right? And the problem with that is it works sometimes, and other times there's other things going on that nobody wants to talk about or deal with. And for me, the journey is always about our self-hypnosis. What is it we're telling ourselves every day? And I have struggled so hard to get my music out into the world, and I know it's worthy of people's attention, but I have been at a loss year after year as to how to make the changes in myself that will allow me to get out of my own way and let this music get out. And I don't know if I've solved that, but I've realized, and I've talked about this before, as an act of controlled folly, that it's not the end destination, it's the journey. Like, it's the process of finding a way to preserve, to record this music, to share this music in a way so that, like, your friends and relatives will only listen so much, right? Ultimately, we have to find our own audience of people who are like, yeah, I really like this. I'm digging this. So in order to find an audience that kind of gets farming, that gets spirituality, and that gets this kind of music, you just got to do it and put it out. You got to keep putting it out, right? And so wherever you are in your life, please understand that this channel, on one level, is me ministering to myself, me telling myself what I need to hear so I can keep going, right? The next level is, if any of this resonates with you, if any of this shines a light on even a little bit of that darkness that we all have, for you, great. And if what I say or sing means something, then I've done my job, right? And if you can find some hope and some enjoyment, some rest, some restoration, this is restoration agriculture after all, regenerative agriculture. If you can regenerate your energy through my music and my words or my videos, whatever it is, then that, to me, I am successful, even if I haven't made any money at it, right? Our culture really focuses on the money, and for good reason, because money makes things possible, right? It's energy, but money is just stored energy. So the energy that I have stored up in years and years of songwriting, I am attempting to put out into the world at the same time that I find a way to make a living doing something that I love doing. So something that I can do every day for the rest of my life, right? So that's where the modern Jedi mind mastery stuff kind of comes in, and it informs everything I do. And every one of these Sunday messages has some little bit, some little sliver of the whole Neuro Linguistics processing stuff that I have spent many, many years studying and practicing and teaching. So the Sunday message this week is, think about ways that you can be a modern Jedi. Think about ways that you can change your thinking in the moment so that you can flip things around. For example, in his book, The Botany of Desire, Michael Pollan does a little, what we call a reframe. He talks about, for example, the grass using us to keep the forests back. I had a conversation the other night, and someone had mentioned how we use animals and we want to use them honorably and we want to use them humanely. And I was like, well, but you also have to consider the animals are using us, My dogs use me to provide for them. The sheep use me to protect and provide for them and to make sure the flock is healthy. Like, I have to be the predator, and the predators are not bad. Like, our mind makes the predator bad, makes the tiger, the wolf, the lion bad, because we don't want to be eaten, right? But the reality is the predators keep the herd, the flock, healthy. And when an animal in the flock is not healthy, even the flock will push them out. And that's not cruelty. That's nature's, what we call ruthlessness. It's not cruelty. It's just there's no human emotion of pity. Like, if there's an animal that is not making it and the flock pushes them out, that protects the flock from a virus, and it also protects the flock by getting those genetics out of the gene pool. And so then the predator takes those animals, takes them out. And so maybe it's a very unpleasant way to end your life, but it's relatively quick. But that's how nature has designed it. So ultimately, changing the way we think about how we farm, changing the way we think about spirituality, changing the way we think about our relationships and our emotions is the key to creating something new and wonderful on a daily basis in our own lives. And it's not always easy, but it seems to be worth the journey. So I hope you'll join me and check out Modern Jedi. It's coming up next. And as just before we do the song, I like to do prayers. And I want you to send out your thoughts, your prayers to those people that you know who are willing to work on themselves. Those people you know who are willing to look in the mirror and go, you know what? I can improve some things. Who are willing to change maybe the way they eat. Maybe people who are willing to change the way they think. Maybe people who are willing to look at their lives and go, you know, I created this. Maybe I can create something better. Maybe I can learn a little bit about how to master my mind for a change. So sending out prayers to all of you, and also reminding myself as well as all of us to be able to receive prayers and to recognize that quite often the people that love us exactly the way we are, in spite of all our foibles, our failings, our human weaknesses, and to be grateful for that. And for the people that can't love us, that's okay too. Just to blast love out, unconditional love, and accepting people exactly where they are. Just give it a try. All right? Peace, love, grooviness. Amen. Here's the song. Some people walk around looking good but feeling down, talking love but living hate. I want to dance my life, let go of inner strife, smooth out the wrinkles of my fate. I wanna be a modern Jedi, master my mind for a change. Don't you wanna be a Jedi? Slip right out of those chains. Slip right out of those chains. Tired of being typical, I wanna be magical, even just a little dangerous. Yoda said to use the Force, so I signed up for the training course. A decent teacher is a must. I wanna be a modern Jedi, master my mind for a change. Don't you wanna be a Jedi? Slip right out of those chains. Slip right out of those chains. I know you're wondering can help you choose to change. And change is good, is it not? What if every thought you thought was something you thought out rearranged? I wanna be a modern Jedi, master my mind for a change. Don't you wanna be a Jedi? Slip right out of those chains. Slip right out of those chains. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. You're right. If you think you are a particle, or think you are a wave, you're right. You're right. If you think you can, or if you think you can't, you're right. You're right. If you think you are a particle, or think you are a wave, you're right. You're right. My mind for a change. Don't you wanna be a Jedi? Slip right out of those chains. Slip right out of those chains. Don't you wanna be a Jedi? Master your mind for a change. Yes, I wanna be a Jedi. Slip right out of those chains. 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 All right, hope you enjoyed the song. Hopefully you got kind of the spunkiness, the spark, the joy, the delight that song came out of. The fact that, like, I started figuring out why I was as screwed up as I was, and why it was so difficult being in the world and dealing with people. So anyway, there's a lot more to that. If you're interested, please let me know. Drop me an email, leave a comment below. All right, so that's it. That's it for today, for this week. And I have a lot of really cute dog pictures. All right, anyway, peace, love, and grooviness. Stay warm, stay cool, wherever you are. Have a great day. Have a great week. Peace, love, grooviness. Over and out. Amen. Boom. Some people walk around looking good but feeling down, talking love but living hate. I want to dance my life, let go of inner strife, smooth out the wrinkles of my fate. I wanna be a modern Jedi, master my mind for a change. Don't you wanna be a Jedi? Slip right out of those chains. Slip right out of those chains.